What would you do if U.S. Marshals pointed rifles at you while you were just outside your own home? That's what happened to 66-year-old Arizona woman Penny McCarthy, who was arrested at gunpoint by mistake. Now, she's suing the U.S. Marshals for what they did.
Ever since this happened, sorry, I am so freaking disappointed in my government. It's not funny.
On March 5, 2024, Penny had just finished work and stepped outside when 3 unmarked vans screeched up to her driveway. 6 U.S. Marshals wearing bulletproof vests jumped out of the vans with rifles, yelling at her to raise her hands.
Police, don't move! Hands up! Hands up! Turn around. Turn away from the sound of my voice. Turn around and discuss.
Turn away, you're gonna get hit.
Penny was frozen. She had no idea what was happening, who they were, or why they were there. She kept telling them, "You've got the wrong person," but they didn't listen.
You know who I am?
Carol Rozak.
That's not who I am. I've never been Carol Rozak. I can prove who I am.
She even offered to show her ID and work records and asked to go inside her home to prove who she was, but the marshals refused to double-check and insisted the fingerprint match was accurate. They never showed her an arrest warrant or called local police to confirm her identity. Instead, they handcuffed her, threw her in a van, and took her to a federal detention center, where she spent the night like a criminal without even being allowed to call her family or a lawyer.
How is my mom, who's on a fixed income, or an attorney to prove she's not someone when we don't even know why they think she's that person in the first place?
The next day, a judge heard her case, and the truth came out. The marshals were actually looking for a 70-year-old fugitive named Carolyn Rosa, who'd been missing for over 20 years and wanted for a parole violation in Oklahoma. The marshals claimed Penny's fingerprints matched Rosa's by mistake. Penny, who had no criminal record, couldn't understand how her fingerprints ended up in their system.
There's no way my fingerprints are in the system. With what do they match?
After reviewing the case, the judge immediately dropped the charges, ruling that the arrest was a clear error because Penny was not Rosa. Eventually, Penny was released and sent home with no apology, no explanation. The marshals said they couldn't comment because the case is ongoing. She said the whole experience felt like she'd been kidnapped. Now, she sold her home and moved out of the state, trying to escape the feelings of insecurity at her own home in Phoenix. She worries law enforcement officers will again mistake her for Carol Rosa.
I'm terrified that they're going to arrest me again. And because my stuff's now in the system under the name Carol, I'm going to wind up back in prison.